Greetings, friends! You're watching a new episode of Pareto Point, dedicated to transfer pricing and CFCs. In today's episode, the State Tax Service of Ukraine has published new clarifications regarding the application of transfer pricing rules. Tax authorities are improving coordination and information exchange between countries within the framework of the BEPS initiative. We'll also mention one of the most high-profile events in the field of taxation, the Panama Papers investigation and its consequences 10 years later. We'll discuss all this next. Let's get started. The State Tax Service of Ukraine has provided explanations regarding the procedure for correcting errors in the Controlled Transactions Report. If a taxpayer discovers that a previously submitted report contains incomplete information or errors, they have two options. Before the deadline, they can submit a new report marked as New Reporting. If this deadline has already passed, a corrective report must be submitted. It is important to note that in both cases, a complete report for the reporting year must be submitted, not just the corrected figures. In other words, the information is essentially submitted again and in full. Submitting a corrective report does not exempt you from liability for violations. In addition, during a documentary audit, it is not allowed to submit a corrective report for the period being audited. The type of report must be indicated in its header section. The State Tax Service of Ukraine has reported that CbC reports, that is, country-by-country reports, have already been received for more than 700 international corporate groups. This refers to the data that Ukraine receives as part of the automatic exchange of tax information with other countries. As of now, such reports have been received from 29 out of 45 countries, from which information is expected for the 2024 financial year. In total, data has already been received from 35 foreign partners. These reports make it possible to see how international groups distribute income, profits, and taxes among different jurisdictions. The tax authorities use this information to assess risks, particularly in the area of transfer pricing and possible tax base erosion. If discrepancies are found in the report, a notification is sent to the taxpayer. In this case, the taxpayer must submit a revised report or provide an explanation within 30 calendar days. If this is not done on time, penalties will be applied. It has already been 10 years since the publication of the Panama Papers, one of the most high-profile investigations into offshore accounts, hidden assets, and tax abuses. The International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, ICIJ, reminded us, after the leak of more than 10 million documents, the world received not only a major scandal, but also real changes. In various countries, investigations, court proceedings, legislative changes, and stricter oversight of beneficial owners and offshore structures began. According to ICIJ estimates, tax authorities in various jurisdictions have already recovered at least $1 to $3 billion related to the consequences of this investigation. In other words, the Panama Papers became not just an informational bombshell, but an event that truly impacted international tax transparency. That concludes today's episode. I, Oleh Ivchenko, and the Pareto team thank you for your attention and for following our reviews. If you found this episode useful, please support it with a like and share it with your colleagues. Subscribe to our newsletter on LinkedIn and read analytics on the Pareto website blog. All the links, as always, are in the description. See you in the next episode of Pareto Point.